double overtime win against the Bulls. Boogie finished with 44 points, 24 rebounds, and 10 assists. He's the first player with a 40-20-10 game since Kareem in the 70s. Let's take a listen to an exhausted Cousins after the game.
You know, my strength coach had the nerve to ask me, do I want to lift after this game? I almost lost it. If I had some energy, we would have fought. I'm just glad it's over. Seriously, I'm glad this game is over. I think they feel the same way, too. You dream about moments like that as a kid and, you know, game coming down to the line and you just making big plays down the stretch. And it was a good competitive game. And I think we just willed our way through this game.
Shannon, how impressive was Boogie last night?
Very, very impressive. Boogie, stop doing this. You're driving the price up. Skip, why don't he do right like he's supposed to do?
He is not going to wind up in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm sorry.
Why do you think Sacramento put up with Boogie Cousins' BS for so long? Because of this. Production outweighed all the tolerance that you were willing to tolerate anything because of his production. Think about that. A 40-20-10. Kareem in 72. Put in perspective, Wilt Chamberlain had a 53-32-14 ball game. Skip, what Boogie did, there are 4 players that's ever done what Boogie Cousins done. Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Elgin Baylor, and Oscar Robinson. They all reside in Springfield, Massachusetts. So even he went double overtime. Even if you take the double overtime away, he had a 33-20-10. David Lee was the last person to do that in the last 30 years. He's special. Skip, they were down by 17 points with 5 minutes to go.
They were.
And to top it off, Anthony Davis fouled out. So he had to go this journey alone. He's special. Said it. I love Karl Anthony Towns. I love Anthony Davis. But big man, the best is DeMarcus Boogie Cousins. There's nothing he cannot do. Now, he's mercurial. Skip, he might throw a chair. He gonna get some technique. Like, Boogie! You're going to be down by 2 and Boogie going to get a couple of tags. They're going to get the ball and you're going to lose. You're like, Boogie, come on. We can't have that. Skip Bayless. What he did last night is just a sample of what he can do and what he's capable of. New Orleans, what y'all hold on to this man for? Y'all going to pay him now. Granted, you can give him that extra 5th year. No one else can. Are you going to pay Anthony Davis $130? Are you going to be willing to give Boogie Cousins $180? Are you going to play True Holiday, $150? So y'all got that kind of money? Boogie, if you want your own signature shoe, it ain't about where you play. You got to win. You go and link up with that old guy from the 330 in Akron. You get you a signature shoe, guaranteed. Kyrie Irving didn't have no signature shoe until who came back, Skip? He was Aunt Drew. He was shooting from Pepsi commercial. He was all that. But until he started winning with those 330 King James, that's when he got a signature shoe.
So I think I just heard you say that if the Cavaliers do acquire DeMarcus Cousins, then suddenly LeBron will be the second best player on that team. I think that's what I just heard.
You didn't hear that, Skip.
I heard special. I heard special.
No, Skip. I didn't. No. I said he's the best big man, but the best man. You know, Skip, there's a difference. You could be, there's a groomsman. You got 3 or 4 of them. And then you got the best man.
So DeMarcus is just a groom.
But he's standing at the altar. He ain't got the ring, but he's standing right next to him.
So I'm going to say this one more time for the record. Before his draft on ESPN, day after day, I said John Wall is not the best player in this draft. Trust me, it's this guy. He's way better than John Wall will ever be, and he's on his way to being way better than John Wall will ever be. He hasn't realized it yet. And I want to say this because I've talked once, had one long conversation with DeMarcus, but his on-court interview, we saw him sitting in his locker stall. But the on-court, because I watched the game and that they did there right after the game on the local, he was so mature and so fun and so well-spoken, and all the credit went to his teammates. Everything, my teammates, he is growing up before your very eyes, and we're not seeing as much volatility this year that you talked about.
He respects his coach. He loved playing with AD. He didn't respect any of his coaches in Sacramento, and he didn't like being there. Now, he wanted that max contract that he could have got because he cost himself $30+ million. because they can't give him can't give him that Russell. They can't give him that Steph Curry contract. But 5 years at $180 million or 4 years at 133.
Yep.
I take it.
But as much as I buy DeMarcus Cousins, that I believe in DeMarcus, it's stunning to me how it's hard to believe in the Pelicans this year, because now they've risen to 25-21 after another overtime win last night. So in 3 of their last 5 games, they've won in overtime. So they barely survived at the Knicks. Then they had a really big-time game against the Celtics at Boston, but it took overtime. And then last night it took double overtime against the Bulls. And their record isn't very good, although lately the Bulls have caught fire because they're 15-8 in their last 23. So they're no joke in the Eastern Conference. They could have won it,
Skip, because the guy got fouled on the three-pointer. He made 2 to tie it, and then...
So speaking of that, Justin Holiday, I'm glad you brought that up, because I did watch this game. Me and Hazel, she's sitting right beside me. She's really into the NBA. So we're watching Hazel, my Maltese. She's the baddest Maltese this side of Malta.
You don't like
and she is into basketball. So all of a sudden, Justin Holiday goes down with no time left and gets just hammer fouled by 2 guys, his body fouled, and he is going to shoot 3 free throws with no time left to make 2 to tie and 1 more to win the game. And I'm thinking, I told Hazel, this is LeBron's worst nightmare, because this would be where he'd be just scared. You are sweating bullets, man, because you got to make 2 just to get to overtime. So Justin Holiday, who's an 84% free throw shooter, steps up, and I told Hazel, he'll miss the first one, because it's just, you're looking at the mountain to climb. You got to make 3 free throws, and he just rips the first one as cleanly as you can rip it. In rhythm, looked convincing, like he shot it with authority. Second one, boom, right down the middle. I thought, well, he's got this. Then he short arms the third one, and it lips out. To your point, if that goes down, we're having a different conversation, because it would have been all those big numbers in defeat, and he wouldn't have gotten to pile on some numbers in 2 more overtimes. But I'm taking nothing away. I'm just telling you that it's mysterious to me how these 2 guys, are they not 2 of the top 10 players?
Absolutely.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely.
So if I give you 2 of the top 10 players in the NBA, don't you think you'd be better than 25-21?
You would think.
You would think you would, except those 2 guys who are best buddies, they're real. I think it's legit, genuine. They love each other. They love playing with each other. But they're exactly the same guy, right? Don't they do exactly the same thing?
Both of them are basically forwards.
Yeah, and they can both shoot it now. They can shoot it outside, and both of them can shoot threes. He was bombing threes last night, but both of them will shoot threes, and both of them are unselfish. I mean, 10 assists for a guy that size, that's pretty hard to do.
With 20 rebounds.
It's just outrageously great. But so is Anthony. There are some nights Anthony Davis, what he did to the Celtics in Boston, they just couldn't remember. Right. He had 45 and 16
15,
or something like that.
And you remember a couple of years ago, Anthony Davis had a 59-20-8 game against Detroit.
Right. So you throw in Drew Holiday and each one more. I don't know. And Rondo contributes some, but they're not good enough outside those 2 to be good enough. Because if you told me you had Durant and Westbrook, well, obviously those 2 together, as much as they were troubled personally, they were still really good.
Right.
They had Golden State down 3 games to 1, right?
Yep.
And you would think this team could have Golden State down 3 games to 1 with that much firepower, but somehow it doesn't really click, because they're basically kind of a 500 team that just won 3 overtime games.
Well, the thing is, Skip, when you look at these 2 guys, and I said it, we talked about them last week, they're basically a 50-25 team, a tandem. They're going to get you 25 points a night, and they'll get you 12.5 rebounds. Good nights, they'll go get you 60 and 30. This right here, they went and got 68-34. But here's the thing, Skip. Who is going to be consistent, that third option? Now, in Boston, it was Holiday. Last night, it was Eton Moore. If they can consistently get somebody in that third slot, nobody is stopping these 2 guys. So you might as well just go ahead and chalk it up. They're going to get between 50 and 60. They're going to probably get somewhere around 25 rebounds.
And they're going to play off each other really well.
Yes. Because nobody has big men that can deal with them. You can't deal with this. Nobody has this skill. But he's driving the price up.
He's driving it up.
But we don't worry about it. But you know, LeBron is a power broker. LeBron, Rich Paul, they make things happen.
By the commissioner, they do.
Yeah,
pick up the phone, they do. Commish, we need help.
We need it.
We're a mess.
Okay, other than LeBron, what do you want, Pelicans, for Boogie or AD? What do you want? You want that first-round pick? We'll give you the next first-round pick. We'll give you our first-round pick. You want Kevin Love? You can have him too.
Okay, that can all happen, but LeBron has to say the magic words. I'm staying.
The magic word is, I'm leaving if you don't do nothing.
Oh, well, then it's the old
If I know
catch-22.
Joey, I already know. She already told me she's going to leave. Now, there's no assurances that if I get her this 12-carat diamond ring, she's going to stay. But at least I'm going to put something on her mind to make her like, oh, she got 12-carat flawless. You know, I get one of them old D-flawless diamonds.
Yeah, I mean, that depends. Is she replaceable? No?
No, I don't want to. No.
Is there more tension between Brady and Belichick? We'll discuss that next.